The truth about living van life. Yep, I think that's what we need to talk about. Is set y'all right here. Well, anyway, welcome to No Strings Attached with Street Ministry. You know, I've been hanging out in the van for quite a many years. And I got to tell you, I made a video that went viral, or to me it went viral. It was something like Van Life Sucks or something like that. But anyway, and it ended up being a crack up video anyway. But you know what? There's a lot of things I'd like to talk about that. Well, let's take the downsides of van life. The downsides of van life is, I guess, the loneliness. You know, always being by yourself. Yes, I'm an outward person. I love people, and I'm be the first one to go out and start a conversation with someone that's sitting idle. It's just who I am. That's what I am, and I'm not scared of any of it. I don't mind the riffraff. I don't mind the ones that are, staying in sort of a inconspicuous place, I guess you could say. Um, the reason is because I look at who they are and the potential of their soul. So it's a little bit different in my eyes. You know, I go with my security is wrapped around me 100%. So I'm never one to be in fear. And I know a lot of people have that, especially the women. You know, they really struggle with the fear of life. But let me ask you a question. You know, the Bible tells us not to fear. Actually, quite a bit. I'm talking like something like, what, 286 times or something like that. So, I think it's something that he's trying to push the message across to us to not fear. He's got us. We got to believe in that. But I still know a lot of people do. A lot of people, they get scared of the pandemic or whatever their daily ridiculous scaring tactic is today. You need to dig deeper instead of being fearful of every little thing that happens. You might want to dig a little bit deeper and find out why you're fearing everything. Do some interpersonal search and rescue. I think that's going to help you a lot. Because the more you're brazen to be able to face this big bad world, I think you'll find out that it's not as big and bad as you really think it is. It's actually a pretty small world. And I always thought it was a huge world, but I tell you what, after traveling as much as I have, you'll find out it's not as big. It's not as big as you think it is. I mean, literally, I have met people from my town where I live in that is find them in a whole nother state, in a whole nother community. I see people that I talk to on a daily basis in different places. I have people like yourselves, that I meet up and I get to know online, but you're family. And when I get to actually see you and meet you, it just blows my mind. So, it's not as bad as you think it is. But, there's a lot of other downside, dealing with the weather. Having to deal with the heat, especially in Florida. Oh my gosh, the heat in Florida has been ridiculous already. Yesterday was like 98 degrees. I mean, it was just hot. The humidity is ridiculous. Most people just can't deal with that. That's why I said if you're going to set a van up, I don't believe in spending a lot of money in your build. With the cedar wood planks and all the tile, tops and all that stuff. I don't believe in that. Yes, if you want to pretty it up, that's fine. I mean, you could do that little at a time, and I had no problem with that. When you build something sturdy, build something strong. You know, find something that's going to really hold on and really last. But do it at your pace. Because if you do it at your pace, you'll truly find out by living in that van. You're going to find out what you need in that van, where you need it in that van, what's convenient, what's not convenient, how to store things, where to store things, how much batteries you need, how much solar you need, how much whatever you need, how big of an inverter that you need. You'll learn all these over and over and over. Throughout the time that you live in there, and eventually you'll get it. You'll get it set up right. I mean, I finally found the perfect niche that I need. And what my need is, is not probably not what you would need, but I feel that my van is set up to handle the extreme weathers, which and I had to do that because of my necessity of how I have to have a certain temperature to sleep in, because I can't sleep. I have a lot of issues, health issues, that I just need that. So I couldn't handle sleeping in a house or a van that's overheated. I had to have something that would cool it off. And I live in Florida, so I was sort of forced to do it the right way. And I've got videos. Look back in my videos, you'll see some videos of my air conditioning and more specs and all that about it. But I have a window air conditioner that I had bought from Home Depot. At that time, I believe it was like $425 or something like that, as far as it was in my mind, somewhere in that area. This air conditioner has like, I don't know, 7,500 BTUs or something. It has like 1,200 BTUs of heat, which is an electric heat. This is not a heat pump. This is just straight cool with electric heat. And it's digital, and I have a remote control. And it has to where when it reaches a temperature, it will shut down by itself, and then it'll restart when it needs the temperature, is up. So that alone saves a lot of money. Now I have mine set up to where the fan continually runs because it helps circulate the air. I don't have an internal fan. I could use probably an internal fan and get by with it with doing that, but anyway, that's what I do. When I use that, I use it with a generator. I have a 2200 watt Ryobi generator from Home Depot. At that time, I think it was like $500. And I've got videos in there about maintenance and all that on that generator, and it explains what that is and how well it is. And I still got that thing, believe it or not. And it's 6-7 years old probably by now. It's been many hours ridden on that thing. But anyway, it's about 3/4 of a tank of gas, or a gallon. We'll fill it completely full, and with it running the air conditioner and running the van, just normal wear and tear, watching TV, whatever I normally do. My computer, charging my phones on my computer and things. I can do it all off of that. My battery's down. I got a charger hot wired right into my battery bank. I can turn it on up to 50 amps and really pump the power into them batteries. And then I normally charge it around 10 amps. But when I do the bulk and like 50 amps, I'll run that 3 cycles at like 45 minutes each. And then I'll let it cool a few minutes in between, and then after the third one, then I'll put it on 10 amps and I'll let it cycle out till I turn the air conditioner off or the generator off. I only run it whenever I'm needing it. If during the day and it's cool, everything's turned off. I'm saving energy. If I'm sitting over here underneath a tree and it's not too bad, it's comfortable. Usually in the mornings it's nice up to about 10 o'clock. and you can get by with it. That's why I always go out to the parks in the mornings, to get to just get my alone time and my energy, time that helps get me going. But it's a beautiful thing. And then whenever you get hot and need it, start the generator up and run it as long as you need to, because that generator will run that air conditioner and everything. It will literally run my van. It's right at 10 hours, between 9.5 to 10. And you know what? With everything running, I don't think it'll bump up to high speed but it's usually down on the economy side, so it's real quiet. I mean, it just hums right along. So it does a really good job there. But the thing is, for 3/4 of a tank, I could probably get, like I said, 10 hours out of it. So if you really wanted to run it 24 hours a day, I guess you could. But it would cost you, what, maybe 2 gallons probably to run it all day long, and all night. So that's what? That's, let's say $3 a gallon. So that's $3, that's $6 a day. Times that by 30 days, that's what, about 90 bucks. My electric bill is cheaper than that. That's crazy cheap. If you're looking at electric versus anything else. So even if you let it run 24 hours a day, it's not going to break your bank. Especially with it being such a small unit, to where it really sips the gas. So, go on and run it. Like I said, it's $500. Even if you had to buy a brand new generator every single year to provide that service, it's still way under what it would take to break your bank. To even spend on a normal apartment's electricity, to keep you comfortable and keep you going, would be able to pay for all of that, the generator plus the gas, and you'd still come out ahead. So that's just to get the electric in your apartment. So that's the way I look at it, So stay comfortable. There's no reason for you to sweat in your car. None. If you set it up correctly, you will not sweat. I promise you. I have a huge van. I tried all these things that I tell you I've already been through. I've tried it. I understand what's happening. But everyone goes out there and wants to air conditioning, their Bronco, Morgan is, one. She's just now put air conditioning in her Bronco. It's what, a 5,000 BTU? Those little units are crap, I'm telling you. So don't even waste your money on that. Go with something a little bit bigger that's going to really do that job that you're needing. So you got to realize all the glass is inside your... See, I deal with a van that's full of glass. And 90% of the heat that comes in my van is from the front windshield, believe it or not. So go down to the window tinting place. They've got a special window tint that you can buy that is basically clear. I mean, it really doesn't have too much tint, but it reflects like 99% of the heat. So that's what you need to put on all your windows. Just put that on. Then if you want privacy, we'll hang a curtain or something, or get some Mylar and put on there, maybe, something to block it that way. But the thing is to keep the heat out of the van, but don't even get a chance to get in. That's the thing. Of course, the fans, the little, what do they call them, the fantastic fans or something, I think it's called. Put one of them in there. I never used the fans, so I can't really say if they're, but they have to be good because it's up in the ceiling, so all the heat rises. So even if it was on really, really low, just sucking the heat out of the van, it's got to work. So definitely just find something that's going to cool you off. If you're out west, use what they call a swamp cooler. You can buy little portable swamp coolers, for nothing, and run them off a battery, run them off, USB. There's so many different options you can use to stay comfortable. By all means, don't sweat. You don't have to. If you look it out, think it out, and build it correctly, spend the money once and you're done. Most of it will not run on solar. You figure my air conditioner, I think it pulls like 600. I'm just gonna say 650 amp or 650 watts. For me to run that, all day long. Well, I can run my air conditioner on my battery bank for about 4 hours, and I've got 400 amp hours of battery. But I've got AGM batteries, and they will run it for about between 4 to 6 hours, depending on how much I really run them. But they give you an idea what you got. I mean, the lithium, those big lithium 200 amp batteries, you can get those for like $800 some now. So if you spent the money for 2 of those and put those in parallel, you could probably have a decent little battery right there, even if you charge it with 600 amps. Because that right there would give you, 612, probably around 14 hours of runtime on those 2 batteries, most likely. Which is fantastic. I mean, that's all you're looking for is enough to get through your sleep cycle. The rest of the time, get out and live in the world. Don't stay in the van. I use my van for basically to make videos, or for transportation, or for sleeping at night. That's the only thing that I do inside this van. Everything else, cook, if it's raining, I do everything. I'm set up to do everything, but I don't do everything. I usually go to a park somewhere, use the picnic tables, do whatever. There's so many ways of doing it. But, just learn to live life beautiful, because it's about people. It's not about anything else. It's not about the job. I mean, it comes to you. It really does. I know everybody needs money, and yes, you do need money. I'm not saying that, but try to find something you could do online. Try to find something you could do seasonal. There's so many seasonal work now, that's available out there. But as long as you're attempting to live, you're going to do fine. But just remember, the only way that you're going to learn and get into it is just jump in, honestly. There's really no prepping for it. What you want to do is, once you're jumped in, and now once you're living there, now you're making money, and you're being able to save a lot of money from what you are spending now. So look at it that way. With all that extra money, now is the time that you start working on building your comfort and building everything up, and putting your van together properly, putting back money for your for your emergency funds, throw back $4,000 or $5,000, and have it as a cushion. That way, if something happens and you lose a transmission or something like that in your car, you can fix this thing. I don't care how old your van is. The way is, my van is 21 years old. I've got a ton of miles on this van, but I take care of this van like it's a Lamborghini. I mean, I don't polish it, but mechanically I do polish it. I mean, I keep it in tip-top shape, running at all times. And I do that because I have to depend on this van. It's the only thing I have and the only thing I can have. So I mean, everything literally has been replaced in this van pretty much. And it's been replaced probably 2 or 3 times. I've replaced a few parts 2 or 3 times. But I still keep it up. Trust me, I keep it running. Took a transmission, lost it, what, a year and a half ago, maybe? A year? Hey, had transmission thrown in there. It was like $200 for a brand new transmission versus a rebuilt one from Amco. I mean, so why not? I would have had the dealership even do it. The dealership doing a brand new transmission, and it's still under warranty all across the nation from the manufacturer. So, I mean, yeah. Something would ever happen to it, I'd had to take it back to them and, to a dealership, and they would fix it for me. And the big things, and something happened to the motor, same thing. I'd jerk it and throw a brand new motor in it. I wouldn't mess around with no rebuilds. I wouldn't mess around with anything. At least the thing what I would do would be a long block, which is a motor basically without the accessories, and it's shipped to you. You pick him up for about between $18 and $2,000 anyway for my motor. That's what a long block would cost you. Short block would cost you probably a little bit less. Short block, you got to change the heads and all that, but why do all that work? It's already done for you with the long block. You want to spend a little extra money, get the long block, and then have it shipped to the mechanic. Less work he has to do. All he has to do is pull the motor, stick the new motor back in, and hook it back up. It'd save you a lot on your money, on rebuild money. So go in and do the work. Then you have a warranty with the thing, Spend it correctly. Do things correctly. If you're going to do it right. Don't cheap and scrimp on anything. And if you know how to do the work yourself, which I do mostly, I can do it all, that makes it a whole lot cheaper for me. I mean, if you're out having to depend on somebody else, they can take you a lot, especially when they know you're traveling. They can really end up, kicking you through the coals. But if you know what you're talking about, and you're mechanically inclined, at least in your mind, research it and find out on the videos, Do YouTube. You can figure out anything on YouTube, trust me. But, do that. And find out what it is before you take it in. Always get 3 estimates. Don't just accept somebody. I don't care if you had to tow it there. I wouldn't get anyone. I'd have it towed to another place and get another estimate. And then, that's why you have AAA. If you have the best plan, you can afford to do that. But, just be wise. Look at what you got. But there's a lot of things you can do out there that'll blow your mind. You wake up anywhere you want to in the whole country. But you can get up and you can go. Anyway, there's someone right next to me here. I didn't want to be too loud. It's pretty crazy when they find you talking to your phone here. They call the law on you. Think you're ridiculous and crazy. But you gotta laugh about it, right? But the thing, what I'd say about any of it, embrace it. Embrace the loneliness. Believe me. Loneliness is nothing to do with you being alone. It's nothing to do with you being on the road by yourself. It's not your environment that makes you lonely. Lonely is from the inside. It's an inner mind thing that plays in your mind that makes you feel that loneliness. So that means that you have to work on that. Remember, loneliness, happiness, all of that has to come from within. Nothing in this world can make you happy. Nothing in this world can cure your loneliness except you. Once you break down these barriers, believe me, the things will start pouring into you and your life will change. Maybe not outwardly where other people can tell, but inwardly, inside you, it will start to change, and it will change drastically. So don't be afraid to do that inner work is what I say. Because sometimes that's the best therapy you could possibly get. And then when you're out in the van by yourself, you got plenty of time. Look across the water, look out in the lakes, watch nature, and let the squirrels talk to you. Trust me, they got great advice. But truly work on those. The more you work on it, the happier you'll be. People say about buying land, and I mean, yes, I still have a house. Don't get me wrong, I have a house. But you got to realize my wife is still in her career, and she's still working. She got another 5 years, of work before she can retire. And she decided that's what she's going to do is retire. And she's a school teacher, so she wants her retirement and all of her full benefits and everything that she worked so hard for her life. So that's what her goal is, and I don't mind that. It's no problem. We're coming into summertime, so I get to spend some time with her now in the summer. School time is ridiculous for a teacher. You don't even see them hardly, Honestly, you don't. But the summertime is a little bit different. And then you get to spend all summer long with them. The last couple of years has been a little ridiculous and crazy. I think it's because of the pandemic and all that crap going on. And she's the one that fears and needs the mask and all this stuff, that she's scared to go into a restaurant and go inside, go around other people, it freaks her out. So I deal with it personally. I see it close up front, so I can't say something to you that I haven't observed intimately, and see what's been happening. Myself, I'm not fearful at all. I'm a go-getter. I'm bold. I'll be right out there at you. I'll be in your face. But that's just who I am. Drives her crazy because I think that's what attracts us both, is that opposite thing, But in so many ways we are alike, But that's just sort of how we go. I don't know how long we're on here. About 27 minutes already. But anyway, hope it's not going too awful long. But what I'm saying, if you're going to live in there, jump in it with full force. There's people out there traveling as well, and trust me, once you get on the road and you start traveling, you will start to see these people. They'll start becoming popular too. You'll be able to spot them instantly. Introduce yourself to them, talk to them. Don't be afraid to walk up and talk to them, because you never know. Don't think just because you're a 30-something-year-old girl or even a teenage girl, 19, 20 years old, that that you can't have a conversation, a wonderful conversation with a 60, 70, 80-year-old person. Because honestly, they can really give you the best advice, protection. You hang out with them, and plus, they're really not interested in you anyway. So that's the best one to do. You're not getting hit on 24 hours a day. Think about that, I think women deal with a lot of it just because they're getting hammered all the time, all the time. But I don't know, maybe I was that way when I was dating and chasing. I probably was that ridiculous too. But I notice a lot of kids these days do not understand how to have relationships. So, they don't even get out and go on dates anymore. So I sort of understand why they're so petrified of each other. You know, the girls, all they want is someone to take care of, and money, 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 money. I mean, shit, look at the things that they're doing online to be able to create money. A girl be able to create online money is easy as hell. Guy, not so much. You know, he has a struggling time out there making money on the road. Women, of course, they never had it, you know, especially if they know how to use it. Never had a problem making money. But anyway, whatever you do, whoever you are, get out and live life. Enjoy it. You only live once, trust me. Don't do it like me. Work your butt off and break yourself until you get old. Find out once you're old you're no longer able to even work anymore. Your broken old body can't even move. You hardly can even enjoy life anymore. And then that's when you're going to go out and have fun. You're too tired by then. So like I said, hey, take off now. Go young. While you're young, go see the world, travel the world, learn how to adapt and overcome the world. Because if you do that, retirement and the careers and all that crap, they can come later. Because believe me, after 10, 15 years of it, you'll get tired. You know, you'll get tired of it. You might want to settle down, and by the time you might meet someone and want to start having families or whatever, great, great, great. Once you find that, go into the system and do just that. But then you'll go in happy and not having to wonder, you know, wow, what would my life have been if I would have done, would have, could have. So go on and live it now while you have your chance, and you're guaranteed to have a good time. Because this world's got a lot to offer to you. It does. So that's about the one thing. But the biggest thing that I can say is be happy. Gosh, work on that part inside you guys. Just to be happy and fulfilled and joyful inside your soul is the most peaceful thing you'll ever experience. And if you ever want to learn that or feel that, and you can't seem to find it on your own, call me. Let me know. Come and meet me. Call me on the phone. Text me. I mean, you can find me. I'm freely available. I mean, and there's a lot of you that do. I mean, and I love each one of you, and you know that. But the other ones that's out there, don't be afraid of me. I'm not going to bite. I promise. I don't care if you're, like I said, a young woman or an old, wrinkly old man. I don't care. I mean, you're still a person. And you both still deserve to be loved. And I will love both of you dearly. So take that as it is. Go out and enjoy yourself. Don't be scared. Don't be, you know, say, well, what happens if I die? So what? They'll either find you stinking inside your house, or they'll find you stinking quicker inside your car. Because if you die inside your car, trust me, when the heat in the summertime, it ain't going to take very long at all for that car to be stinking all over the town, and they'll smell you from miles away. So, it don't make any difference, man. Just go for it. Because once you're dead, you're gone. Let someone else clean up the mess. So anyway, God bless each and every one of you. Health-wise, I'm getting a lot better. And I think this summer I'm going to probably start to try to travel a little bit. But then again, I'm still trying to figure out my income as well, because I don't have the physical ability to do very much. I'm not a whiz in computer, you know, so I don't have that ability. So it leaves me with very little options on being able to make an income. My YouTube, I was hoping to do that, but I don't get the views or the people there. It sort of discouraged me, actually. So that's why I quit sort of making the videos. I just lost interest, you know, because it wasn't doing anything for me. But I think I want to get back in it because the hard drive is back again. You know, I have a lot of people talking to me now and encouraging me and wanting to hear from me, and I see when I do post a video, I see how they respond, and I can tell from some of their responses that they've actually spent time in my video. So I mean, yeah, even though the athletics say that I get about 10 minutes of my response on all my videos, and that's about as far as they watch. I make videos sometimes an hour long. 30-45 minutes is normal for me. But I don't know if they actually continue to sit. I know a lot of people can't just sit there and watch it, for an hour. Who would want to do that? I'm not that interesting. But if you do, I greatly appreciate it. I really do. I've even got a couple out there that I know of that actually turn my videos on and watch them all day long, every day. And I greatly appreciate it because I even notice my numbers are going up and up and up. So hopefully that's helping, or I'm getting more attention. I've been losing subscribers quite a bit over the last year. Seems like I lose about 6 or 7 a month. And that sort of hurts my heart, I wish I could actually get more subscribers. So guys, if you do have a video, or if you do have a channel, hey, do me a shout out. Give me a shout out and sort of help send people over and help me build my channel. Maybe that'd be enough to pick me up, to keep me going. Because I don't need a lot, to do or to go. But I need something. I need something. So hopefully I can do that. But anyway, God bless each and every one of you. I'm gonna let you go. I'll try to stay more in touch with you guys. God bless you. Have a good day.